Shri Gauranga Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Jayo Radhe Jayo Krishna Jayo Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan. Reading from the final chapter of Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad's Brihat Bhagavatamrta. This is part 3 of this last chapter. We left off that in the evening, Krishna, the giver of joy to all of Braj, left the Brahmin Janasharma in the hands of Sarup, and as before, took pleasure in entering the cowherd village. So we heard how the Brahmin Janasharma entered into the Leelas of Krishna and saw all of Braj and the Leelas of the cowherd boys and so forth. He was there with his guru who had taken the form of Sarup, and now it was time for Krishna to enter into the village after the sporting pastimes throughout the lands of Braj. And so Krishna is entering, but he told Sarup, take care of this newcomer, take care of this Janasharma as I enter into the village. So Krishna's return to his father's village in the evening is being described so that Janasharma would not be confused about what to do back in the village. Krishna asks Sarup to guide him because he's a newcomer. Now he needs also some guidance, what to do, where to go, because this is a new experience for him. He has just entered into Braj. If you remember, he was sitting there with his guru in the forest of Vrindavan, in the earthly Vrindavan, and then all of a sudden he heard sounds of the flute and other mooings of the cows and so forth, and somehow or other, kind of like a spiritual portal, he entered into the pastimes of Krishna as a cowherd boy. So he finds himself in Braj. So he's a newcomer there. Krishna, of course, was so delighted. We heard how they embraced and Krishna fell to the ground upon them, and so many wonderful pastimes took place then. So now this concludes the Leela portion, and we get back to the narration where Maharaj Parikshit says, O mother, you are fixed in the super excellent intelligence attained only by the mercy of Shri Gopinath. Now, reflecting on all that you have heard, you can answer your own question. So the beginning of the book was such that the inquiry came from Mother Uttara as to what is that destination. There must be some special destination where those who love Krishna in an intimate way go, instead of the formal Vaikuntha, where the Lord is worshipped as God. There must be a special place for those who just love Krishna spontaneously as the transcendental cowherd boy, whether it be as a friend or a lover and like that. So having reached the end of his narration, Shri Parikshit now suggests to his mother that he has told her everything she needs to know to answer the questions with which she had approached him. He said, now I've told you my narration. Now I want you to reflect on that and you answer your own question. The spiritual master gives us all the points to reflect upon, but we do have to reflect upon it ourselves. Not that we're told what is the answer. We have to reflect upon what we have heard and digest that and continually think about the subject matters that we are hearing, reflecting until it becomes matured in our heart. That is called realization. When we have the realization, it dawns upon us the reality of all of this. It's not just some mental understanding, but it's the reality of the truths that are being heard from Shri Gurudev that matures within our heart by self-reflection. So he says, now I've told you everything. Now listen to your own heart, reflect upon what I have said, and answer your own question. She should not doubt her ability to think of the correct answer because she is fully graced with Krishna's mercy. So we are also given the opportunity to understand these things by the grace of Guru and also by the mercy of Krishna within the heart. He can assist us in understanding, or he does assist us in understanding the reality of the highest transcendental nature of Braj. So at the beginning of this Brihat Bhagavatamrta, this is how it all began. The story began with Shri Uttara asking Maharaj Parikshit, "My dear son, please extract the essence of what Shukadev has taught you and quickly reveal it to me, as if churning the nectar of immortality from the ocean of milk." So Mother Uttara had understood that Maharaj Parikshit had heard the whole of the Srimad Bhagavatam from Shukadev Goswami, and that the Srimad Bhagavatam is the cream, it is described in the book itself. It's the cream of all Vedic literature. So now he's churning it and understanding the highest truths. So she asked him, just before he was going to be bit by this snake bird, he was cursed to die in 7 days. She ran up to him and said, "You have heard the whole of the Bhagavatam, the cream, the essence of all Vedic literature. Now please churn the essence and let me know what you have, what you've heard, what you reflected upon. What is your understanding after you've heard the Srimad Bhagavatam?" So Maharaj Parikshit also, he heard and then reflected upon it, and she wanted to understand his own understanding of what he had heard from Shukadev Goswami. So at the beginning, here Uttara inquired further whether higher than Vaikuntha there's a realm where the Supreme Lord, most intimate devotees, associates with him freely. She said, "A suitable place must surely exist for those intimate devotees who love Krishna beyond all the formalities of Krishna being God, but that Krishna is the son of Nanda and Yashoda. He is the cowherd boy of Braj, the lover of the gopis, Gopi Jana Vallabha. So there must be a place beyond this Vaikuntha. So please reveal it to me," she asks. "Rescue me from my own doubts." So this was the narration of the book. "By your own endeavors, my dear mother, please try to reach Golok, the deep ocean where the flood of all transcendental bliss finds its ultimate limit. Just by going there, you will eternally relish all sorts of most sweet, loving exchanges with the Supreme Lord himself, Shri Krishna." So now, Maharaj Parikshit says, "I've given you that essence. Now churn that, understand it, and enter into it. Enter into it, and you'll experience a flood of all transcendental bliss to its ultimate limit. So go there." He tells her, go there. Prabhupada also said, go there, go back to Godhead, like that. So that is the desire of our acharyas, that we go there. Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami, all of the followers of Sri Chaitanya are pointing the way. Go there. And we have to do our work. We have to reflect upon it. We have to think about it, let it mature within our heart, and ultimately desire it to such a degree that we can practically taste it. And then, by the grace of the Lord, just like Jana Sharma, all of a sudden he found himself there. So that's the way of transcendental experience. All of a sudden we will find ourselves there, but we have to want it so much, desire it so much. So out of love for his mother, Parikshit is eager to help her find the answers to her questions. So now he explains it in 4 verses here. It's not that just anyone at any time can achieve those perfections at once, just by traveling to the district of Mathura on earth. It's not that just by going to the earthly Vrindavan, you're going to immediately have that experience. Rather, only a rare person achieves that when he has obtained the full mercy from the Lord's dear devotees. O Mother, please Gather the dust from the feet of devotees who have exclusive love for the lotus feet of the Lord. So here we had also heard that the emphasis now shifts to the mercy of the Vaishnavas, the mercy of the pure devotees. And it is by their blessings, the full mercy that comes from the Lord's dear devotees, that one ultimately gains this experience. That place, Golok, bestows eternal loving contact with Krishna's beautiful lotus feet, which are thickly smeared with the kumkum from the slopes of the gopis' breast. Oh, dear mother, I have replied accordingly to the spirit of your affectionate and deeply thoughtful questions. Now all your doubts should have been destroyed. Here, Parikshit tells his mother that she ought to do what she ought to do. He wants to remind her that Golok is the final goal and that meditation on Golok will foster her progress. Meditate upon that transcendental abode. Meditate upon Krishna's sweet pastimes that take place there. And ultimately, the desire within your own heart will awaken. Uttara's original request was, please deliver me. And in this verse, Parikshit responds directly. Considering Uttara's plea, although praiseworthy, he has gladly satisfied her simply by hearing in details the glories of Golok. Now all her doubts are vanquished. He tells her, now take the mercy of the Vaishnavas, and by their blessings and by the mercy of Krishna, you will attain that. So that world Golok shines even above the Vaikuntha. And it can only be achieved by firm, boundless love for the blessed feet of the lover of the gopis. In that land, one reaps the most valuable rewards, far beyond what one desires. Goes far beyond what one can even imagine. When one meditates on the residents of that world, they grant the highest fortune of firm standing in prema. And here it says, the only effective sadhana for reaching that highest world known as Golok is the special kind of love that holds fast at the lotus feet of Shri Gopinath, the Lord of the gopis. And since that love reposes in the residence of Golok, remembering the exalted Vaishnavas of Golok is the key to all success. So one should practice remembering the Lord, that is called Lila Smarnam, in Braj, in Golok. One should think of him as he enacts his pastimes, chanting the holy name of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thinking of those pastimes that take place in Golok, Krishna as the cowherd boy, Krishna as the lover of the gopis, chanting one's mantras that one has received from one's Gurudev, which most importantly is the Gopal mantra, which has been described in here, and the Kam Gayatri, like that. Now I wish to relate to you some relevant statements of the great sages, statements that will fully satisfy your mind. It is stated, above the heavens is the Brahmaloka, which is served by many Brahma Rishis. It is the goal of Lord Shiva and his wife Uma, of great luminous souls who are liberated in the Supreme. Above that Brahmaloka is a planet known as the planet of the cows, which is protected by the Sadyas. O Krishna, that great planet is infinitely expansive, pervading the unlimited spiritual sky. That planet is above all others. There you are to be achieved by intense concentration of the heart. None of us can understand that world, though we have inquired about it. That all these verses are there to point us in the right direction. Swarg, heaven, is the goal achieved by pious practice, such as the control of mind and senses. Brahmalok becomes the highest destination, achieved by those engaged in intense spiritual discipline. but rise to Golok, that planet of the cows, Golok, the Loka, the place of Go, the place of the cows. That world, in that world you will find Krishna, competent, steadfast, and wise. Save it by putting an end to all outrages against the cows. Go to that place, think of that place. Love the cows, love Krishna, love Braj, and all of this will manifest to you. Thus, O son of Kunti, in many different forms do I move above here, on earth, on Brahmaloka, and in the eternal Golok. Shri Janmejaya now said to the sage Jaimini, who's narrating this story, O foremost of Vaishnavas, I have heard these verses from Vaishapanyana. I've derived some understanding from them. But now, by hearing these verses from you, my heart shines with fresh insight. Oh, just see the most amazing glories of the Supreme Lord's devotees. That may be written within books and read the slokas, but when we hear the narrations of the pure devotee, and as he describes it with such sweetness, the reality of those verses come alive within our heart. Fearing that this narration is about to end, my heart burns with sadness. Oh, please dispense some medicinal tonic by which my heart will be fully satisfied. And Janmejaya said, my dear child, in the joy of having spoken about the glories of Golok, your father recited several verses that complements these wonderful histories that I've described to you. Those charming verses express various sweet ecstasies and bear the essential purport of all the Shrutis and the Shmitis. And by chanting them, I am able to dispel the sorrow I feel in the absence of your respected father. And thus I travel happily in this world. Now I shall recite those verses to you. So actually he's reciting the prayers of the Brahma Samhita. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavatabis Tabir Yaiva Nija Rupataya Kalabahi Goloka Eva Niva Satya Kilat Mabuto Govindam Adi Prusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord. He resides in everyone's heart as the Supersoul, while simultaneously residing in his own realm, Golok, along with Radha, who resembles his own spiritual figure and embodies the ecstatic potency known as Ladini. Their companions are her confidants, extensions of her bodily form, who are permeated with ever blissful spiritual ras. Lowest of all the mundane worlds, Golok Namni Nija Damni Talai Chetasya Devi Mahesha Hari Damashu Teshu Tete Prabhava Nichaya Vihitascha Yena Govinda Madi Prusham Tamaham Bhajami. Lowest within this world is known as the Devi Dham. Next is the Mahesh Dham. Above Mahesh Dham is the Hari Dham. Above all of them is Krishna's own realm named Golok. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who has allotted to the rulers of these graded realms their respective authorities. I worship that transcendental realm, which is also known as Swatadweep, whereas loving consorts, the Lakshmis, in their unalloyed spiritual essence, practice amorous service of the Supreme Lord Krishna, their only lover, where every tree fulfills all desires, where the soil is made of purpose gems, and the water is nectar, and every word is a song, every step is a dance, and the flute is the favorite instrument. Effulgence in that realm is full of transcendental bliss, and the supreme spiritual entities are all to be tasted and enjoyed. Their numberless cows always give transcendental oceans of milk. Transcendental time is ever present, without past or future, eternally exists, not subject to passing away, even for the space of half a moment. That realm is known as Golok, only to a very few self-realized souls in this world. Furthermore, how pious are the tracts of land in Braj. For there the primeval personality of Godhead, disguising himself with human traits, wanders about, enacting his many wonderful pastimes, adorned with wonderfully variegated forest garlands. Lord Krishna, whose feet are worshipped by Lord Shiva and the goddess Rama, vibrates his flute as he tends the cows in the company of his elder brother Balaram. O Almighty Lord, how greatly fortunate are those cows and the ladies of Vrindavan. Taking the form of their calves and children, you have happily drunk to your full satisfaction the nectar of their breast milk. All of the Vedic sacrifice performed from time immemorial up to the present day has not given you as much satisfaction as the loving sentiments of the cows who nourish you, or the mothers who also nourish you. How greatly fortunate is this Nanda Maharaj and the cowherd men and all the other inhabitants of Brajbhumi. There is no limit to their good fortune, because the absolute truth, the source of all transcendental bliss, that eternal supreme Brahman, has now become their friend. Yet even to the extent of the good fortune of these residents of Vrindavan is inconceivable. We 11 presiding deities of the various senses, headed by Lord Shiva, are also most fortunate, because the senses of these devotees of Vrindavan are the cups through which we repeatedly drink the nectarine intoxicating beverage of the honey of your lotus feet. Through the residence of that Braj, we are also tasting the sweetness of that loving abode. So, my greatest possible good fortune, says Brahma, would be able to take any birth, whatever, in this forest of Gokul, and have my head bathed by the dust falling from the lotus feet of any of its residents. Their entire life and soul is Krishna, Mukunda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the dust of whose lotus feet is still being searched for through Vedic mantra. My mind becomes bewildered just thinking of what reward other than you could be found anywhere. You are the embodiments of all benedictions, and you bestow upon those residents of the cowherd community of Vrindavan. You have already arranged to give yourself, even to Putana, just for disguising herself as a devotee. So what is left for you to give these devotees of Vrindavan, whose homes, wealth, friends, dear relations, bodies, children, their very lives and hearts are all dedicated to you? These are prayers of Brahma found in the Srimad Bhagavatam. How Brahma himself realizes the extraordinary place of Vrindavan and the extraordinary love of the people of Vrindavan towards Krishna. And so he prays, I'm the topmost here within this material universe, but let me take the lowest position, a blade of grass, even in Vrindavan, so I can get the dust of their feet. So he's saying, some people think I am a very big man, but actually my desire is to get the dust of the feet of the people of Braj upon my head. I'll take the birth as a blade of grass, an insignificant blade of grass, so they can walk all over me. But their mercy will be everything to me, because by their mercy alone, I will achieve what they have, that transcendental love for you in a most intimate way. And there is no other path but accepting the mercy of the devotees that have pure love in the spirit of Braj. This is the path of bhakti that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given to us, and by his mercy, we can follow that path and achieve the highest success, which is available to all of us within the Kali Yuga by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to enter into that highest realm, which was unknowable. Even through the study of the Vedas, it is described. Unknowable. Only by the mercy of the pure Vaishnavas, and that is through the mercy of the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared within this Kali Yuga, imbued with the sentiments of Shri Radha in her love for Krishna. And so he has given us the path. He has given us the means. And all we have to do is follow. And success will be there. Just be eager. Be sincere. Jai Gaur Premanande. Thus ends our reading of the Sri Brihat Bhagavatamrta. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.